Stage Scoop with Melanie and Emily, where we will be giving you all of the news about what's going down on the Great White Way. What's the scoop, Melanie?
The Broadway community is known for its ability and willingness to come together and make positive change, and the Covenant House Sleepout provided another example of the positive impact that the community can have. On August 19th, 53 members of the Broadway community, including Stephanie J. Block, Rory O'Malley, and Sebastian Arcellus, slept outside of the Covenant House Crisis Shelter in order to raise money and awareness for the 300 homeless youth to whom the shelter provides aid. The Sleepout raised more than $136,000, which will go towards providing food, clothing, and other supplies to homeless young people. For more information about Covenant House and the Sleepout, please visit www.covenanthouse.org and www.broadwaysleepout.org.
It looks like Charlie Bucket might soon have a golden ticket straight to the Great White Way. Rumors have been swirling that the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory musical that opened in London's West End this summer will make the transition across the pond in the coming years. The musical's songwriters, Mark Shaman and Scott Whitman, confirmed to the Washington Post that Charlie and his chocolate-loving cohorts were Broadway-bound, but not until after the release of director Sam Mendes's next James Bond film. That could be as late as November 2015, so it could be a while until the great Glass Wonkavator brings Willy Wonka and his famed factory to the stage in the States. But this Roald Dahl musical will definitely be one to be on the lookout for in the coming years.
There will be music and magic in Rebecca Luker this fall. Three-time Tony Award nominee Rebecca will be taking over the role of Marie the Fairy Godmother from Victoria Clark in Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella in a limited engagement. Rebecca will join fellow Tony nominees Laura Osnes and Santino Fontana in the Tony-nominated revival starting September 6th. Victoria is taking a temporary leave from Cinderella in order to work on an as-yet unnamed new project. Rebecca will play Marie through January 19th of next year, when Victoria is scheduled to return to the Rodgers and Hammerstein fairy tale musical.
It looks like the Beatles are saying an early bye-bye to Broadway. Let It Be, the Beatles tribute concert that opened on Broadway over the summer, has announced that it will close on September 1st. Let It Be originally opened on the West End as a tribute to the Fab Four on their 50th anniversary in 2012 and continues to run in London. It transferred to Broadway's St. James Theatre in July of this year and will have played about 55 performances there by the time it closes in September.
But as one musical closes, another sets its opening date. The Bridges of Madison County will begin previews at the Gerald Schoenfeld Theatre on January 13th of next year, with an official opening date of February 27th to follow. Based on the novel by Robert James Waller and directed by Golden Boy director Bartlett Sher, the new musical will reunite Far From Heaven stars Kelly O'Hara and Stephen Pasquale in the leading roles of a Midwestern housewife and the National Geographic photographer who she falls in love with. The musical will also feature an original score by Jason Robert Brown and a book by Marcia Norman.
The fall theater season is starting to take shape as the first shows of the autumn start to prepare for their opening nights. The Glass Menagerie, starring Cherry Jones, Zachary Quinto, and Celia Keenan-Bolger, will begin previews on September 5th and opens officially 3 weeks later on September 26th. This revival of the Tennessee Williams classic is directed by the Tony Award-winning director of Once, John Tiffany, and will play a 17-week limited engagement at the Booth Theater.
What happens in Vegas won't stay in Vegas for Tony Danza. In fact, it will play out at the Paper Mill Playhouse starting September 26th. The new musical adaptation of the film Honeymoon in Vegas, which will also star Rob McClure and Bryn O'Malley, will run until October 17th at Paper Mill and is aiming for Broadway after its regional premiere.
That's all for this week. Tune in next week when we'll be bringing you even more Broadway news. This has been Stage Scoop with Melanie and Emily for Stage Door Dish, and we'll see you next Monday.